Okay, so for your next one, we're going to give a go of the Kumihimo disc template. So to cut it out, it's really similar to cutting out the circle weave, and you also need to add those slots. Now the hard bit is cutting out this central circle here, so you can give it a little bit of a fold to help you do that. Try not to damage it too much, because otherwise it'll be a little bit annoying to work with. So I just made a little incision there, and now I'm able to cut it. It doesn't matter if you don't cut a perfect circle, because it's actually just, you actually just need a hole is the thing. So even if it's a square or a rectangle, don't worry. Okay, now those blue dots are there to help you get started. After that, you don't actually need those blue dots, so just totally ignore them for now. You're just cutting the 4, 8, 16 holes, I think it is. 16 slots in this one. And this is called Kumihimo, which is a Japanese word for gathered threads. And that's exactly what we're doing. We're going to gather some threads and make a bracelet. So the length of the thread that you need to cut, and again, you can choose 4 different colours for this. They could all be the same actually. But you need 4 lengths of string, however many colours you like. So it's going to be 2 times the length of your box, so the long edge of your box, 1, 2, and that should be about 60 centimetres, okay? So you cut them there. So that's my colour number 1, put that one away. My colour number 2 is going to be this one. And again, you can use any rope, any string you like. It's all yours to do whatever you please with. 1, 2, bit of yellow, 3. It's always easier after you've cut one to just use one that you've cut as a ruler. 3, and maybe a bit of green, I think would look nice with those. Is that long enough? There you go, that's a nice long bit. 1, like so. Great. So you take the 4 pieces together, okay, and you fold it in half, and then you're going to do a simple knot up at the top here. So the knot is where you do a loop of them all, and then you pop the looped end through the centre. Now it's quite important the size of this loop at the end, so it does need to only be quite small, because later on that's going to have a function. So we need to make sure it's not too big. So that's about right there. Okay, so it's about 1 centimetre and just over 1 centimetre. Okay, what we're going to do is we're going to pop him in the centre of the circle with the white side facing up, and then we're going to spread the threads around the disc, 1 to the right of the blue dot, 1 to the left of the blue dot. We're going to repeat. Now if you like patterns, then you may want to lay them out in a pattern. So I'm going to do that now. So I'm going to have yellow, green, blue, purple going there, and then I'm going to repeat that. Yellow, green, blue, purple, blue, purple. Okay, like so. Kumihimo disc. All right, that's the first stage. Then what we're going to do is we're going to be moving the threads from north to south, and then from south to north, and we're going to be turning it. And that's the only 3 moves that there are, over and over and over and over again, to make a bracelet. Okay, so starting anywhere with two at the top, you're going to take the one on the right hand side in the north on the top, and you're going to move that down to the south position, the nearest available south position. So these 2 are taken, so this is the next one. So you always keep it on the same side. So it went from here and it moved to here. Next, you're taking the south or the bottom, what's that, left hand side one, and you're moving that up to the above. Okay, it's the same side and you're moving him up. Then what we're going to do is we're going to turn it 1/4 turn, like so. So now you should have your next pair of threads at the top. So exactly the same again. So the north right hand side one, the top right hand side one, is going down to the nearest available south one, and then the south one, or the bottom one, is coming up to the north. Then I'm rotating, okay? North, down to south, south, up to north, rotate. North, down to south, south, north, rotate. Okay, so whilst I just carry on a moment, I'll give you a couple of top tips for Kumihimo. One thing to remember is that if you wanted to go off to the bathroom or to answer a call or whatever, so a reason you needed to leave it, I would suggest that you left it in this position. So you move the north one down, so you've got 3 at the bottom. You then leave it there, and then when you come back, you know exactly where you are because there's 3 here, so you know that's halfway done. So then you know that it's the south up to the north is your next one, and then you rotate. Now if you totally forget that, you get interrupted and you can't remember which one you did last, what you need to do is you need to look at the threads and you need to try and identify which are the top 2 threads. So in this case I can see that on the very top surface here there's a green and yellow thread. So I know that I did those recently, and therefore it must mean that those are the ones that I need to do next. So now I can do that. It doesn't actually matter if you do them in what order you do them. So if you ended up doing those rather than those, that'd be fine. And then you just carry on going round and round. I think I made a mistake then, busy talking, until you build up a bracelet. So I'll carry on with this, and then we'll catch up in a few minutes and I'll show you how to finish it off when you get to the end. Okay, thanks. Okay, and once you can't do it anymore, or you can see that it's long enough to fit you, you can pull it off your disc, and then you need to knot the ends of these in one big knot. So just do a big loop and pass the ends through. Just be careful to get all 8 of them, is it? Yeah, all 8 of them. And then roll it down so it's a good fit for you. You may, depending on the size of this loop, probably have to do 2 knots to make sure it's big enough, the knot, that it will fit nicely inside that loop so it doesn't fall off your wrist. So just doing it a second time, right on top of each other there, so it's a really nice big knot. And then you just take a pair of scissors, snip that off, and then it's a little bit small for me, but you can insert that in there and you have a little Kumihimo bracelet. All right, hope you enjoy making those, and you can sit in the garden and make some more.